Peace up to the gamers. Hello to the gamers out there. All the gamers. How's it going? It's a brisk overcast day. I feel like this is the one day I'm not streaming on like a super sunny day. I feel like the sun is always like shining through my windows and stuff. But we're rocking with the closed windows. Not much going on. Not much to see here. I'm not gonna lie. What do we got? I'm trying to think. Uh, it's been so long. I feel like it's been like 2 weeks, but I feel like it's been so long. I finished Expedition 33. Uh, Incredible game. The ending. The ending is a lot. The ending was a lot to chew on. I think like I'm still thinking about it. I'm gonna be thinking about it for probably years to come. It's a great game, but man, it's the ending really is really something different. Like the ending is not what I expected at all. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a little controversial, but it's good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Speaking of, I mean, this whole stream is kind of gonna be getting into that. This whole stream is gonna be getting into where Claire Obscure ranks and where all these RPGs rank in my overall RPG pantheon. But I gave it a 10. It's a 10 out of 10. It really is. It's one of those games that throughout its entire run, I, never really had a moment where I wasn't enjoying it. I never had a moment where I wasn't having fun. So, that's a 10 for me. Like any game where I can like definitively say that like this was basically a perfect experience, like there was no hitches in this experience, that's a 10 out of 10 for me. So yeah, it's one of those games that just kind of blew me away. Um and I guess I'm kind of sitting on it right now, and I will go back to it. I'll do some side content. I'll do New Game Plus eventually. I kind of want to play the game in French eventually because I don't know, it's just that'd just be cool. Like I love the English cast. I love the voice acting. Like they got A-list actors. But there's a piece of me that's just like it's a French game. Maybe I should play it in French. We'll see. We'll see. In terms of movies, I got some movies. Rewatched the first Slam Dunk. 10 out of 10. That's like a peak movie. That's like one of my favorite movies that I've seen recently. That's just like I never thought Slam Dunk would like hit me the way that this movie did, because the series itself, like, it was really fun, it was really cool. But I just didn't know that it had like I didn't know that some of these characters had this kind of stuff going on, like more serious stuff. I don't want to spoil it because I don't know how much of what's in the movie is really in like the manga or the anime and stuff, because I never really read that far. But man, I did not know Miyagi was such a compelling character until that movie. Um, After watching Thunderbolts, I started a little MCU binge. Me and Casey were going through the MCU movies. It's interesting. We skipped Hulk '08 because that movie is just kind of a nothing movie. Like I feel like I could replay it in my mind even though I've seen it like once in my life, cuz it's just such a generic movie. It's like there's nothing interesting about that movie. So we just decided to skip that one. But we did watch Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is not good. That is not a good movie. I did not like that one. Iron Man 1, it holds up. It holds up. It's pretty good. I respect Jon Favreau as a director. I think he's made some good stuff. He made Zathura. He made Chef. And he made the worst movie ever, Elf. So, What are you gonna do about it? I don't know. I forgot that he made Elf until this very moment, but yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Fucking Iron Man 2. Well, one thing about this movie is it's cursed. It has like a dark aura associated with it. There are parts of the movie that just have been like mysteriously erased from the public zeitgeist because they're so like cursed. It's like the movie itself has like a Nen pact where it's like certain parts about it can't be like shown to the world because they're fucking they're unclean. But it does have Daft Punk's Robot Rock, and I the scene that plays in is the goofiest shit I've ever seen. But that is a good thing about this movie. It does have Jon Favreau himself throwing hands, like Happy Hogan, played by Jon Favreau, the director, like does fucking like manhandle a guy. So that's cool. And of course, you know, you get the introduction of Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, and she gets a cool fight scene. But that's pretty much all that movie is. Like, there's just not that much more to that movie, really. And it's a nothing burger. I watched Bronson. Anybody know about Tom Hardy and Bronson? Directed by it's the guy that did Drive. It's Nicholas Winding Refn. Like peak movie, honestly, like cinema. Bronson is a crazy movie. I don't even know, like, I don't know how to describe it because it's like it's not a crime thriller or a crime drama or something. It's just like a story about this dude's life. This guy who is like the most violent and most expensive prisoner in the history of the UK, and it's like Tom Hardy giving a theatrical like stage performance of his life as Charles Bronson, not the actor Charles Bronson. And like it's fucking crazy. And Tom Hardy is just, I mean, I've said it before, I've said it again. Tom Hardy is one of my favorite actors. Tom Hardy might possibly be one of the best actors working today. But there's just certain Tom Hardy performances that are just like next level, and I think that this is one of them. And it's from '08, so it's, I don't know if it's necessarily an early role for him. He's in a lot of movies. But it's definitely like possibly one of the movies that put him on the map, you know? Out of the pantheon of what he's done. I have seen Layer Cake. I don't really remember him in Layer Cake. I'll definitely be on the lookout though. Layer Cake is a good movie. I really like that movie. He's in Star Trek Nemesis. I want a part of me wants to be into Star Trek, but I've just never gotten into it before. So I don't know if I ever like necessarily will, but we'll see. There's certainly a lot of movies. Let's see. I watched Shrek. Yeah. Shrek. 2001 original recipe Shrek. This was a I'm just realizing the absurdity of certain things about this stream. This was a movie I haven't seen since I was a little kid. This was a movie that my girlfriend made me watch. It was okay. I would give it like a 5. I want to take this time to point out, you may have noticed we have a little bit of an infestation. These are Build-A-Bear frogs because my girlfriend collects Build-A-Bear frogs, and now they have taken up residence on my bed. So that's the story behind that. I wanted to point that out like at the beginning, but I forgot because they've just been there for like a week and a half now, and I think I'm getting used to it. But yeah, Shrek. I never really understood the hype behind Shrek. I'm not gonna lie. I just I don't really get it. I think there's a lot of IPs out there. Now I've only seen the first Shrek. This could change, you know. There's many more Shreks to Shrek, you know. But like, I just don't. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is about Shrek that has people so like excited about it. I and I don't really know what it is about like this our generation, like it's like millennials and Zoomers and stuff that are like so into Shrek. I'm like, I don't. I just genuinely don't get it. Yeah, I mean it's Shrek. Like, what do you want me to say about Shrek? I was almost crashing out earlier, not because of Shrek, but because of other stuff that like there are some things out there that I just really don't understand like why people like them or why they become so popular or like certain stuff like that. And sometimes it gets me upset. Like it gets me like I I want to understand things. Like I don't need to like something. I want to understand it. But there's certain things that I'm like I don't I don't know. Like I can't get behind it. And it's almost like I feel like social media has kind of influenced me in a negative way because I see these people talking about it and like giving their argument, giving their takes, and I'm like I don't even understand like your argument. Cuz like a lot of times when you have a dialogue about a film piece of art, you know, it's like okay, you have two sides. Maybe one is into it, maybe one isn't into it. But you share your ideas, and usually, like you get your ideas across, and you understand each other's points. But with sometimes I'm like I don't see it or I don't get it, and I feel like that may be a me problem. I don't know if that's like maybe it's just like I don't know like the maybe I'm like your argument just isn't good enough. I mean, but probably not. I don't know. Uh Whatever, I guess. I suppose it's whatever. I also watched Fight Club. Fight Club was really good. I think I might be a little bit of a Fincher head. I've watched Seven and Fight Club now, both extremely good. Very like Fight Club is kind of a scary movie, not because of like what's necessarily in the movie, but just like the vibe of the movie. Like it's so grimy and like dirty and wet and just like gross. It's a movie that makes you feel gross watching it. But it was good. It was really good. All right, I think we're gonna get away from movies a little bit and get into the games because we have a lot of games to rank today. We got almost two whole pages of games. I think some of these games that backlogged rates as RPGs are a bit of a stretch. So some of them we might not add. Some of them are kind of fun, like the Zelda games. I'm like, personally, I don't know if I'd consider Zelda games to really be RPGs in the same way that like Final Fantasy and Xenoblade games are RPGs. But they're fun, so I think maybe we can rank those two. Alright, let me change the screen and set everything up. Let me go to studio mode. Oh, it's already pretty much there. Okay. Let us transition. Oh, wait. Let me do like the YouTube intro first. Gamers. Today, we are ranking every single RPG that I have ever played. This is only games that I myself have finished, completed from beginning to end. So nothing that I've started but never finished, and definitely nothing that I'm speculating on. This is all my opinion, my ranking, 0 to 100. I don't even know how many games we actually have to rank today, but this is all my finished RPGs from Backlogged. We're going to rank them all today. All right. Let's go. It's juice and jam time. We have the little yeah, we don't need the chat right now cuz there's no chats in chat. But I'm like, I don't want to show that. So, we are starting off. This is every RPG that I have marked as completed, and we are basically going to throw them on the... We're going to make a list. We're going to make it a ranking. So we're going to say just RPG ranking. We're going to make it ranked. We're going to make it public. What's grid versus non-grid? I don't know. So we're just gonna go right with it. So first on this list, because we're sorting these by popularity, we have Breath of the Wild, which is, you know, a lot of the, like I said, I think Zelda games are like, I don't really rate them as like RPGs. We have Tears of the Kingdom and Nier. You're definitely gonna see my my expert typing skills. Nier definitely clears. I think Breath of the Wild clears Tears of the Kingdom. Now that might be, I don't know. They might be like the same, or Breath of the Wild might actually clear. Excuse me. I'm not like super sure about it. I feel like both games have things that I really like and things that I really don't like. Ocarina of Time, I gotta put it ahead of them. You know, I feel like in terms of my Zelda rankings, because I mean we're gonna see that as well throughout this because they're all included. You know, I'm just a much bigger fan of the classic 3D style than anything else. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Super S tier? Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. We're gonna put on the old chat there. So, since it's like, okay, we can just put every Persona game here that I've played. So like 5, Royal, Golden, I think that was the PC version, which is the best version, so you know. Fess. Have I played other Persona games, like the actual RPG ones? I haven't played 1 and 2, so that's pretty much it, I guess. Golden is peak. Persona 5. Royal definitely clears Persona 5. I don't know if Persona 3 clears open world Zelda. That's a good question. That's interesting. We got Yakuza. Yakuza 0. I'd say this clears Persona 5, but not 3. I've also played Yakuza 1, which is not a great game. It's a very old game. It's okay. Pokemon. I know Final Fantasy is there, but I'm like, you know, we have a lot to say about Final Fantasies. Pokemon X. This is a good game, from what I remember. I remember it being a very good game. I was probably 12 years old when I played it. I think this is the only Pokemon game that I have legitimately played from beginning to end. I have legitimately, like, actually played through this game. I did not do the post-game story. I didn't know it was a thing. Like, I rolled credits and I thought, I was like, the game must be over, right? You know, like I just didn't know that existed. So let's see. We've got a lot of Final Fantasies to do, but I feel like the Final Fantasies are gonna rank a little high, so I want to save some. We'll go in like a a kind of unique order. We got the Wind Waker here. Wind Waker. Are we gonna rate both versions? I don't know. I'm rating both versions of other games, like for that matter, I'll put Ocarina 3D. Uh, you know, I don't really know which version clears. I've played them like an equal amount. I kind of feel the same about both of them. So I'm going to rate them like this. I'm going to... I don't know. I think I'm going to rate the 3D version of Ocarina of Time below the original version because it's just... I have gone back to the original so many more times, and I don't think I've ever fully completed the 3DS version. You know, it's a really good version, and of course, at its core, it's the same game. And it even includes many quality of life improvements. But the original just kind of calls to me a little more. You know, it's a little more... It's a little more part of my soul. Even though I think I actually played these games the same exact year for the first time. I played both of them in 2011. Nish Quick says, you're ranking Zelda games as JRPGs? Yes, because Backlog counts them as RPGs, so we are going to rate them as RPGs. It just makes it fun. I personally wouldn't really rope them in with other RPGs, but I think it's a fun way of doing things, so I'm going to run it like that. You have Yakuza Kiwami 2. This game is really freaking good. This game is great. Is it above 3D Zelda? I feel like it's just different. It's a very different kind of game. Like 3D Zelda or like open world Zelda is like really good. I don't know. We'll go back to it. We'll workshop it. Definitely workshop it. I put Nier Automata, but we can do Nier Replicant. Replicant is a good game, but I'm not crazy about it. I definitely put it below Persona 3. I'm not fucking... This game didn't blow my mind. This game didn't blow me away. But it's great. It's very, very good. It's, you know, it's everything a Nier game is. It's the first Nier game. But, you know, I guess it just doesn't really call to me in the same way that, that Automata did. Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, yeah, baby, yeah, Fates Conquest, yeah, put that in fucking #1. No, it's kind of, it's a good game. I don't really, I mean, I get the hate behind this game, and I did only play the Conquest version. I didn't play Birthright, I didn't play Revelations, I didn't even play Fire Emblem Awakening, nor did I play Shadows of Valentia. This is my sole 3DS Fire Emblem experience. And for what it was, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really like this game. But, you know, actually, I'll put it above the original Yakuza, because the original Yakuza is a frustrating-ass game, and Conquest was not that frustrating. Conquest was actually super easy. Well... It was easy when you put it on like the easiest difficulty. There's like a uber easy mode. I'm sure you could make it. If you play it on Lunatic, it might be one of the hardest Fire Emblem games. But I played it on like the super easy mode, so it was really easy. 3 Houses. Now this game clears a lot of games. I'm still like I'm iffy about these two. I'm like they're good games. I don't feel crazy about them. But they are really good, and I don't know if 3 Houses clears them. 3 Houses is just like so much bang for your buck. Like it's 3 full games worth of content, and like so customizable, so many characters, so many builds. Like it's a game that I probably barely scratched the surface of in my like one playthrough of it. Basically, I have only done Golden Deer. I'm a Golden Deer guy. Um, yeah, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts. This game is jank, but it's really good. I think I put it both. I gotta put it above Yakuza 0 because I'm just much more attached to Kingdom Hearts, even though the actual game is not as good as Yakuza 0. I'm just more attached to it. I have tons of nostalgia for it. But it is a really janky and kind of difficult game. It's very much like you have freedom to choose your builds, but, you know, like, your build can really come back and bite you in the ass. So, like, it's a game that really relies on having, like, a good build. Kingdom Hearts 2, though, that is, like, peak level gaming right there. That is, like, crazy. I don't know if I could put it above Ocarina, though. In terms of all games of all time, I can't put it above Ocarina, but I can put it above 3D Zelda. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 does clear open world Zelda because it is just like, it's got so many hype moments and aura while also like telling a great story. My kind of view of the Kingdom Hearts series is that every game represents a different part in your life. So like Kingdom Hearts 1 is childhood, Kingdom Hearts 2 is teenage. So it really gets it really gets to the heart of like being a teenager in like a thematic sense. Like it gets like the kind of the at the beginning you get like the more like freedom and you're like, oh, hanging out with my friends like in Twilight Town and stuff, and then you get the angst when all that stuff is kind of pulled away from you. And I love Roxas's story. I love the new characters they introduce. I think they did really well with the organization members in this game. Just huge fan of Kingdom Hearts 2. The Force Unleashed is on here. Now, I played the Wii version. I don't remember basically anything about this game being an RPG. I don't know why I rated it 4 out of 10. This is a really good game. I'm going to give it a 7. I don't know. I just don't know if I can really rate this as an RPG. I also played it so long ago. Last time I played it, I was probably literally 10 years old. That I just don't think I could even rate it. We can put some Final Fantasies on the board. Got Final Fantasy 15. I was a huge fan of this game. I really did love this game. I think it goes there, though. I think Kingdom Hearts, it just means more to me. But, I mean, FF15 does mean a lot to me, and it's a good game. It's just, like, it's a really whack game. Like, I don't think anybody really understands the combat system in that game. Even, like, the developers. Like, I don't think they had a clear vision for what they really wanted the game to be. So it can get really messy in a lot of ways, in a lot of places, but that kind of adds to the charm of it in many ways. I don't know, it's a hard game to parse, but I've always had a huge soft spot for it. Now we are going to, okay, we can rank, let's rank Remake. This is one of the best games like I've ever played. I don't know if I can put it above Wind Waker, though. That's a crazy task. It can't go above Wind Waker. Wind Waker is one of my favorite games of all time. It's my favorite childhood game. It's like, Wind Waker is crazy. But Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of my favorite gaming experiences I've ever had. It's the game that got me back into JRPGs and maybe even gaming as a whole after after I started college and I was like, you know, just like figuring things out. And like I just got so into this game. Not when it came out. It was the year after. 2021, after I finished my fall semester of college, was when I really got into this game. And you know, it's it's fantastic. I played it again. Um, it's changed my life in a lot of ways, in a lot of different ways. It's got me thinking about the original Final Fantasy VII a lot. It's really like fantastic and profound game. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, which version are we gonna rate here? Oh no. Okay. Which version of Final Fantasy VII are we going to rate on this? Because I have very strong opinions about the versions of Final Fantasy VII. And maybe I don't even rate this game because I think that I had a subpar experience with it. See, I gave it a 6. Now, don't let the record show I'm not giving Final Fantasy VII a 6 out of 10. I am giving the Nintendo Switch version of Final Fantasy VII a 6 out of 10. I've decided that I'm not going to rate this because I just don't feel like I can give a true enough rating for this game based on the way that I played it. I played it on the Nintendo Switch, which I think is just a very inferior way to play it. I have very strong opinions on why, and I want to get into that in a full video. I want to do like a protagonist about the different versions of Final Fantasy VII and how they kind of lose the point of the original game. I think the way to play this game is to play the original version. Now, whether you play it on original hardware or on an emulator, that's fine. Whether you decide to do any kinds of mods or anything through the emulator, that is also fine. I do not think you should play the modern ports of it because I just think that they look worse. They don't retain the original feel of the game. I think that this game requires at least a CRT filter to really bring out the art style and like the artistic direction of this game. I think that like in order for Final Fantasy VII to look at its best, you need to play it on like the crappiest CRT you can find. This game needs to look disgusting to actually look amazing. Like I want this game to look fucked up. Like on DuckStation, there are so many options for CRT filters, and you can make this game look really spectacular. Opinions on the Bouncer. Casey and chat coming out with the Bouncer. We can rank the Bouncer right now. I was about done with my FF tirade. The Bouncer is not good. The Bouncer probably goes there, honestly. The Bouncer, it's a very funny game. It's a very iconic game. It's got those great like Tetsuya Nomura character designs. It almost reminds me. Well, it reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy VIII because of just how the characters are proportioned. Like they look taller than like some, I don't know. I mean, this is definitely part of how like in FF7 you had the blocky chibi models, and then in 8 you had like the atomically correct models. So I always kind of think about how the FF8 characters look taller in my mind, and the Bouncer definitely has that. The Bouncer has great art direction. The Bouncer has fucking whack game direction. Like the Bouncer is like such an odd beast of a game, but it was a fun time. I'll give it that. It was definitely a fun time. I think there is a game on here that I know is gonna be number one, so we're gonna save it for number one. Yeah, but there are games that are gonna be like sidling, around. So we're gonna play with it a little bit. What is this? Oh, that's the Kingdom Hearts like Birth by Sleep Fragmentary Passage. We're not gonna rate this because this is like not a game. It's like a demo, basically. I don't know. I don't want to rank that one. Let's rank some Xenoblades. Not all of the Xenoblades, but some Xenoblades. Xenoblade 1, Definitive Edition, of course. I haven't played the Wii version, but maybe one day I will. Xenoblade is a really kick-ass game. Xenoblade is great. Maybe I would even put it above 3D Zelda. You know, maybe I would because I'm just so much more of a story person. And the story in Xenoblade Chronicles absolutely clears the stories of the open world Zelda games. Like, it is a sweeping, epic, like almost profound story. I would say almost profound. I think this game is pretty deep, but I don't feel like personally it goes as deep as the other ones. Maybe that's comparison. That's just, you know, that's just comparing them. But this game has a lot to it. Great story. Very interesting mechanics, very unique gameplay style. The open world and the exploration is great. The world is so like inventive and fantastical. Like you're literally like you're exploring, you're living on the back of this like huge giant, just like in this sea. It's such a cool game. It has such a cool setup. And we also have to talk about the best game in this series, Xenoblade Future Connected. It's better than Xenoblade 1. There, I said it. It's peak. It's always been peak. Kingdom Hearts over Tears of the Kingdom is crazy. Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically. Kingdom Hearts 2. Because it just like, Kingdom Hearts 2 just means so much to me. Like, okay, like, Tears is a great experience. And it really is a great game. But Kingdom Hearts 2 just got me feeling a different kind of way, you know? And the feelings that I got from, let's say, like, the final boss fight of Tears of the Kingdom doesn't necessarily trounce my feelings for, like, the entire game of Kingdom Hearts 2. You know, it's like, we get into a little messy territory with this kind of comparison, but it's something that needs to happen, I guess. Xenoblade 2. This game is good. It's just kind of like fucked up. Like, I don't mean anything in the game. I mean like the game itself. Like, it's resolutions, menus are very slow. You know, it's an early Switch game. You know, I think from story alone, this game is like here. But for everything else in the game, it's tough, actually. It really is tough. And I am always a person that rates Xenoblade 2 above Xenoblade 1. And this is actually kind of tough. I think I will leave it here just because of how much this game means to me. Because, you know, whether one game has certain problems or not, it's really like, this is my ranking. These are how these games like affected me in much more ways than just playing them. Like how they affected me emotionally and like throughout my life, how they've kind of influenced me in storytelling or even just like inspiring me to create things like on YouTube and stuff. So I think that this game is so special to me that it needs to go at least there. And it's kind of crazy seeing it above Kingdom Hearts 2. Like even for me, that's pretty crazy. Let's see. So I think that, why are only some Zelda games on here? I don't see Majora's Mask rated on here. We can put it in since we're rating the other Zelda games, because I don't really see, like, I don't think Wind Waker is more of an RPG than like Majora's Mask, so we're probably gonna rank that. Let's just rank that too, you know. As always, I can't spell to save my life. Majora's Mask, it is such a peak game. Now this is like where we get into just crazy territory because I have to put it above Ocarina. Like Ocarina is so much more special and iconic to me, but like, all right. Casey says, "Are you doing multiple versions of the same game?" Yes, we're doing all versions if I have played them. Now, I will say I did break my rule a little bit with I haven't finished Ocarina 3D because this is all supposed to be games that I finished. Haven't finished Ocarina 3D, but you know, it's Ocarina. I think I know what I'm talking about. Not Wind Waker. Majora's Mask is an incredible game. It's like it goes above Ocarina for me because the game itself goes above and beyond what Ocarina was and like really tells a profound story. It's one of my most fond gaming experiences actually playing through it. Me and Casey basically played through the whole game together and it was just so much fun. And I basically, even though I was a huge Zelda fan for basically my entire life, since I was like 9 years old, I've been a huge Zelda fan. I basically knew nothing about this game. Like this game like eluded me for so long. And it was just like it was so inventive and imaginative and surprising. It could be scary, it could be cute, it could be lighthearted, it could be dark. It's just like it's such a great game. I almost want to put it above Remake. That's how much I love this game. But I don't know if I will. It might have to go above Remake. It has to. It's such an incredible game. I think Wind Waker will always be my favorite Zelda. Like you can't trounce Wind Waker for me. And I think Wind Waker is very profound in many ways. But Majora's Mask is just something special. Like that is just a very, very special game. While we're on it, we can go to Twilight Princess. Played the HD version. What's the discourse on Link is dead and MM theories nowadays? I think people have turned on that theory. They're not really a fan of it. They're like, that's kind of stupid. I don't know. I kind of think that though maybe interesting to think about in a like 2010s game theory kind of sense, it kind of doesn't make sense with the story because the story is about the grieving process. Like you can't grieve if you're dead. Like I don't know. It just doesn't really sit right with me. I'm gonna put Twilight Princess below Xenoblade, but above Open World Zelda. I'm thinking that's where it's gonna go. This was a very good game. It had a good story. You know, it was just very solid. I would say this is like the most solid Zelda game. It didn't really exceed my expectations, but there wasn't really many low points, and it was a very, very good game from beginning to end. I just don't think it hit that like crazy highs that the other games did for me, and it's a personal thing. But you know, I guess I rank it a little bit lower. We got Kingdom Hearts 3 on here, and FF16, 14. Let's see. How did the postman get to the end of the Cave of Ordeals, though? He might just be the strongest character in Zelda lore. He might just be stronger than any boss or incarnation of Ganondorf that Link has ever faced. Like he might be the GOAT of the Zelda series. I was gonna put Kingdom Hearts 3. This is a very controversial game, and I think the controversy of this game is kind of overblown. I think I really like this game, but you know, it's just like thinking about it, you know, I just think about it more and more, and it's like, yeah, it's a good game. It just doesn't like that fire in my soul, you know. He's like Tom Bombadil of Zelda. Yeah. Yeah, basically. That's a good way to put it. But the thing about Kingdom Hearts games is they're always kind of They drag in the middle. They all do that. They all have very like whatever middle sections. Like you're kind of just you're going through Disney worlds, you're doing whatever, but the endings are always fucking crazy. And this game, the DLC Remind, is all the ending, and it's fucking crazy. This game is awesome. I think I'm gonna put this here, but I'm actually going to move Persona 3 up a little bit because the story of Persona 3, I want to move Persona 3 up even more. The story of Persona 3 is just like so good. The story of Persona 3 is so like touching and thought provoking. Is that the one where Goofy dies? No, that's Kingdom Hearts 2. Goofy dies. In Kingdom Hearts 3, Donald fucking casts the Zeta flare and like sacrifices himself for a little bit. That was a crazy moment. I think that might have been in the original version of 3. Goofy gets hit by a rock in Kingdom Hearts 2. Donald casts the Zeta flare in Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the lore. But Three Houses though, I don't know if it's. I mean, it's got to be above Kiwami 2. Kiwami 2 is fantastic, but this game is like fucking Three Houses. I'm putting it there. I'm putting it there. It's really hard to compare these things, but Remind, like, it was a very interesting conclusion. It had crazy boss fights. It was pretty good. It was pretty good overall. Persona 3 peak for real? Absolutely. Persona 3, like, it just has one of those stories that has stuck with me since I've played it. And it makes me excited to play the remake because I'm like, I kind of want to re-experience that again. Final Fantasy 16. This game is like okay. I'll put it there. Definitely above Persona 5. I'm not a huge Persona 5 guy overall. Because when I think about certain things in Persona 5, I'm like, okay, I love the characters in Persona 5. I really enjoy the battle system in Persona 5 Royal. But overall, I'm not super into Persona 5. So I'd say 16 gets above Persona 5, below Yakuza 0. You know, it's a very decent game. It has a lot of issues. I think it's a bit overhated. But I'm not its biggest fan, you know? Tales. We can get into some of the Tales games. Higher? For what? For 16? The bouncer should be higher? The bouncer? I don't know if the bouncer can clear that. Tales of Arise I'm gonna put in the middle of the Persona 5 versions because this game is a lot like Persona 5 to me in that I enjoyed it, but I don't really care about it. It just never went that extra mile that really made me invested or like bouncer clears Majora's Mask? What? No way. Tales of Arise, I know a lot of people like it. I think it's kind of mid. I'm sorry. I'm just not super into it. Judgment 2018 or 2021? I think 2018 is a PS4 one. This is a very good game. I would put this game like here, honestly. This game is awesome. I love this game. It's a mix of like a detective mystery. It's got like action, brawler, combat. It's a very interesting story. Introduces you to a whole new cast in the Yakuza universe. And it's got great performances. Got Greg Chun, Matt Mercer, Crispin Freeman. Like this is a fantastic game. And I think that its sequel, Lost Judgment, might be one of the best games ever made. This is like a fucking peak game. I think we're gonna put it below Ocarina because Ocarina is just a little too, you know, iconic. Like Ocarina is really hard to go above, but Lost Judgment is one of the best games I've ever played. It's one of my favorite games. it's a really like crazy game. Has one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite antagonists, one of my favorite conflicts, one of my favorite mysteries, some of the hardest hitting and most gut wrenching scenes I've seen in a game. Like, just it is an incredible game. It's amazing. Let's get to some trails. Trails in the Sky, 1 and 2. Trails in the Sky 1 and Trails in the Sky. Where's Trails in the Sky 2? Actually, I have no idea. It's SC. There we go. Now 2 definitely clears 1. We can say that much. But where does it go? Below Kingdom Hearts. I think that is like a decent ranking for them. I think Trails in the Sky 1 is like an extended prologue of a game. It's like it's a long game, but it never really gets going. I feel like the point where Trails in the Sky gets going is the end of the first game, and then when you go right into the second one is really good, but it really drags in the middle, which is so I'll put it there. I think I'm thinking about these games, and I'm like, I don't think I can put this. Is this taking into account your actual ratings on backlogs? Not really, not really. Cause that's like rating them in a pool. Just aura. This is like just aura. um, cause when I rate a game with a star rating, it goes into a pool of ratings. This is like a line by line ranking, so it the criteria does change a little bit, because let's say um I gave Xenoblade, I think, maybe an 8 or a 9, and I gave Twilight Princess a 9 and Breath of the Wild an 8, and I don't know what I gave Persona 3. Probably a 9? 8. Okay. So, they're mixed up a little bit, but it's a lot of aura. We're aura farming today. Um, yeah, this one's really hard for me. I'm gonna put 16 above. Dude, does Persona 5 clear Sky 2? No. I think Sky 2's story is just more interesting than Persona 5. I think I like the cast in Persona 5 more. The gameplay is obviously it's much newer game. Gameplay is more refined. I'll leave it at that. I'm not a huge Persona 5 guy, as we've established. Let's put Final Fantasy 14. Now this is going to be for all of, I can't type as you can see. This one, we're going to count this as all of A Realm Reborn. So the base Realm Reborn game and all of its updates, that's all going to be this rating. And I'm going to put it here. Maybe there. Maybe there. Because it's incomplete. Because, this is a complete story, so I will put it there for now. Realm Reborn, cool experience. It drags a lot. It's very, very long. But it gets really, really good near the end. Is that the MMO? Yes, that is the MMO. The MMO has many different permutations. We're going to look at it. Let's see. Final Fantasy. Is there a 14 section? No, there's a list. Let me find the list. Or we got a likes. Okay, so here's a list of like all of the Final Fantasy 14 games, basically. So this is the base game that kind of got annihilated. This is Realm Reborn. Like these are all the Realm Reborn updates. So these are all like their own stories. And then Heaven's Word is like the next it's the next big expansion. So this is the next big story chapter for Final Fantasy 14. So all these are like different stories that are, one after another, continuously building on each other. So it's less of a traditional game story and more like a long running novel series or something like that. So this would be like the first couple of stories in that. So it's gonna go there overall. And of course, the gameplay is pretty good. I know a lot of people who kind of they some love it, some hate it. I think the gameplay is really good, um, and like overall fun. But we'll see. We'll see how it continues, how it evolves. We can put FF Remake Intergrade on here. Episode intermission. This is the funny Yuffie DLC. Now, this is a DLC, so it's kind of hard to rank among like normal games, but I guess I'll put it there. It's good. It's certainly good. It's just like a little DLC. It's fun. I mean, now if we're talking Rebirth, now Rebirth is like shit is like fucking there. This shit is going at the top of the list. This isn't number one, but this is like this game is crazy good. Some tales. I'm covering our loose ends right now. Could talk more about Rebirth, but man, it's like there's like so much to say about Rebirth. Now, I'm not the biggest Torna fan in the world. I'm really not. Might go there. Might even go below Persona 5. Nah, I like Xenoblade so much more than Persona at this point. Like, it's just... Torna is my least favorite. Excuse me. Torna is the low point of the Xenoblade series for me, personally. I just didn't really vibe with this one. Not a huge fan of most prequel stories. I feel like the story of the game, while interesting and elaborating on interesting characters that we didn't know much about from the base game, I think that it also kind of retreads some stuff for me, that it retreads in a way that I didn't really feel was necessary. So for that, it just gets a little bit of a lower rating in my opinion. And also it has really annoying progression gating, but the story itself is very good. Scarlet Nexus is okay. It's gotta go. I think it's okay. It's more of an action game. It's more of like, it's a bold letters action RPG. It's not really like a full RPG experience. It's more like a Devil May Cry game. And it's fine. I don't really think about it. I think like this game had like overall a really bad story. Like I didn't care about the story. It was like really stupid and just full of tropes, but it had some pretty wild moments. Like when you start fighting like the other main characters, like that was really cool. Tales of Berseria. This game was good. This game was actually super good. I think I put it there though. You see, like all of these games are good. Like, I don't think none of these games are bad, even if they're at the bottom of the list. Like even Yakuza 1, the clunky ass old ass game that it is, it's not a bad game. Maybe The Bouncer is a bad game. The Bouncer could be a bad game. I don't know about that one. There is maybe something we'll come back to, but we gotta do more. We can fool around with some Tales games for a little bit. Tales of Vesperia. Now that was like, Tales of Vesperia was a game that I wanted to play for so long. It was like landlocked on the Xbox, and I was like, oh, I want to play that game so bad. It has like one of my favorite intros of any game. Like not the intro of the game itself, but like the animated anime intro in this game. Like it's so great. I love the song. Like there's a line at the beginning of that song that stuck with me so to my core. It's like walk 1,000 days to change the world. I'm like, yes. I like that just makes me so pumped to go on like a journey, like classic JRPG journey. And it's a very good game, but it just has a lot of issues. It's clunky. It's got hidden side quests. It's got obscure skill system. The story drags in certain places. There's some character inconsistencies. There's some great characters and great character moments in that, but it's not my favorite. You know, it just falls a little below. Now, Zillia 2, these are some peak games. The bouncer clears God. Oh my god. Holy shit. Zillia 1 is a hard game to rank nowadays. I think maybe below Kingdom Hearts 2. Zillia 2, Zillia 2 is fucking beast. Zillia 2, I think about this game like I go to sleep, I close my eyes and I think about this game. I'm like, Zillia 2 is fucking amazing. But I don't know if it beats Kingdom Hearts 2. Zillia 2 has like one of the most insane stories I've ever played. It has some of my favorite progression system in any RPG. Um, for your information, the progression system in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, you know, the absolute peak game that everyone is raving about, reminds me most of Zillia 1 and 2. These games have a lot of DNA that Expedition 33 kind of took from a little bit. And Zillia 2, it's just like, the combat in this game is crazy. Like, the main character, Ludger, he has 3 different weapons that you can switch between, and they all have different combos, and every single character can equip up to 8 unique art moves, and it is just some of the most frantic and deep action RPG gameplay I've ever played. I really want these 2 games to get re-released. I hope it's a bundle, but even then, like, Zillia 2 is where it's at. And this is a very controversial game, because some people didn't like this game, but I love this game. Another thing about Zillia 2 that I really, really like is that every single side quest is important. Every single side quest is like a fully voiced character story. Every single one. There are no like fetch quests, there's no like random side quest. They are all what they call character episodes, and it's like, now this game does suffer from some progression gating, because this is one of the only Tales games actually that has chapters. A lot of them don't. After every chapter, you will need to pay a certain amount of your debt in order to move on to the next chapter. And during that time is when you unlock all of the character episodes, and you can do all of those. And you also have to go around the world and fight bosses to get money, so that you can pay your debt. It's a really cool game. That is a funny thing about the games. Is Zillia 1 is about growing up, and Zillia 2 is about death and taxes. And alternate universes, but you know, time travel and like, that game is fucking crazy. I don't see 13 Sentinels on this list, but 13 Sentinels is also an RPG, so we're gonna put 13 Sentinels and Unicorn Overlord. Both of these games are fucking awesome. These games are crazy. Now, 13 Sentinels might just be like one of the best stories I've experienced in a game. I can't put it above Ocarina. Ocarina is like, if you pass Ocarina, that's a fucking crazy game. Like, so few games can pass Ocarina. Ocarina is a perfect game. Um, but it can pass Lost Judgment. It can pass all these games. Like 13 Sentinels, it is insane. It is amazing. It's heartwarming. It's like a ensemble cast. Like just incredible game. Love this game. Unicorn Overlord, story wise, it's a little weaker. It is very much a theatrical game. Not theatrical like cinema, like stage theater. This is like a Shakespearean game almost. Not to that level of depth, but definitely in its presentation and the kind of story that it's trying to tell, because it's a very classic like unification, like armies fighting against an empire story. It's a very classic story, does it in a very classy way, and the actual gameplay is some of the most unique and interesting RPG combat that I've played ever. It is extremely reminiscent of the Ogre battle games on the Super Nintendo and 64, and it's great to see that style come back. And it also like it takes things from really interesting directions. Like it's kind of I haven't played Final Fantasy 12, but this game basically has the Gambit system from 12, which is a really cool, like innovative system, and I really liked it in this game. I think it clears open world Zelda. And but maybe not Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is very good. Now, we got a lot of different versions of like Final Fantasy 14 and stuff. I don't like One Piece Pirate Warriors. Like, why is that an RPG? This is like a Warriors game. Why is that counted as an RPG? This game is not that good. Excuse me. SOP. Anyone want to rank SOP? SOP is like not that good. It's a game for sure. It's like for sure a game. This feels so weird. Trying to rank this game. It might be the lowest. I might just leave it there. Like SOP is like it's fun. It's funny. It's a well-designed game, but it's not like is it bad in a good way? Like, is that how I can describe it? I don't know. I just don't know. I genuinely don't know. Got some alternate versions, some like DLCs. I'm not gonna rank DLCs. I ranked one, but I was like fucking Echoes of the Fallen, Episode Arden. Like, that's not worth ranking. I don't care. Let's do the Cold Steel games. Cold Steel 1 and 2. These games are awesome. These games are really, really good. They're a little slow. Cold Steel 1 is very slow. But I think I found a good place for these. Cold Steel 1, very slow, but the build-up is incredible, and the ending is probably one of the best endings I've seen in the game. Like, the ending made me so hyped. The ending blew my socks off. And then Cold Steel 2 was just like all cylinders all the time. Cold Steel 2 is a great game. Little too long. Very long game, and the epilogue of this game is way too long. Like, this game, it has like a super long final dungeon with like an epic final boss, like crazy like plot stuff happening, and then it just goes on for like another like 8 to 10 hours. Like, it's crazy. It really like it really took the wind out of my sails, It has more endings than Return of the King. But does Persona 4 have more endings than that? I don't know. Persona 4 has more final bosses than it does regular bosses. Like, oh man. I think like we're close to just ranking like the peak of the peak. I think we gotta just rank the peak of the peak. And what else we got? Yeah, I mean, if I missed anything, let me know, but I don't think I did. We're gonna rank Xenoblade 3 and its expansion. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles Future Redeemed. Now, honestly, I think these games get the number one slot. Like these games get the like 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Like these might be the best games. All right, we've saved it. We've saved it. We've saved it. Now it's refreshing. I'm too scared to like. Okay, we can just open a different tab. So I think that Xenoblade 3, expansion and all, gets the number one spot because this game is just incredible. Like, it's the most profound RPG that I've played. Its story has touched me like in many ways. It's like a story that's made me think a lot. It's a story that has like made me so emotional. It's an experience that for 70 hours of the base game, for 70 straight hours, I was having so much fun. And it has some of my favorite RPG mechanics that I've ever played. It is like bursting at the seams with mechanics and complications and things that make the game super interesting. And like, it's a crazy game. Like, if you watch footage of like endgame Xenoblade 3, it's like hard to tell what's even going on at all. It's like a very messy game, but it's just so satisfying to level up your classes, mix and match your class abilities, and just like the way you get classes, the hero missions, like there's so much meaning to them. There's so many interesting characters you get to meet, and like so many great stories that this game gets to tell. And with Future Redeemed, it's like it's just adding on to it more. I think Future Redeemed is a bit lower for me. You know, actually, if we want to get into semantics, we're gonna put Future Redeemed below Rebirth. But because Rebirth is really like Rebirth is fucking crazy. But like Future Redeemed, great cast, really good combat. Combat's like basically the same as 3. There's a little bit of changes here and there, but overall, great expansion. Really love where the story leaves off. Really love how it brings back and adds on to characters from 1 and 2. I think that this game did that in a very smart way that like a lot of franchises have issues with, like Star Wars, for example. Whenever they bring back classic characters, they kind of muck it up. I have a notification. All right. Getting a headache. Yeah. That's it. I think that's the ranking right there. There you go. This is every RPG that I have played. I think I pretty much agree with this. Persona 5 pretty low, but yeah, that's just me, you know. I got 16 in there. The bouncer is like, I mean, the bouncer's, it's the bouncer. I mean, Kingdom Hearts. You know, I didn't talk too much about Rebirth, but like, there's just so much. Rebirth is one of the most fun experiences I've had playing a game. Like, most of the game is just has like this such a fun energy to it, because it's like it's that part in Final Fantasy VII where you're traveling around the world and you're getting to know every character more, and all the side quests in Rebirth are so like well developed and interesting. The open world mechanics, um, breathe new life into. They build on each other in such a satisfying way. Like it was just mechanically, narratively, like satisfying. Like one of my favorite games. One of my favorite games of all time. So honestly, I think that that's where we can call it because the RPGs have been ranked, and I mean we will come back to this maybe and rank some more RPGs and like big games, but I think this is kind of the main RPG ranking right now. This is where I land on it. And I'm very interested to see where other games will slot into this in the future. But we have like these big cornerstone points in this list. We have Ocarina, we have like Xenoblade 1, Twilight Princess, of course, the top. So some games are a bit impassable. Like you won't really get past these games. Now I just remembered. I will recall there is a new game that we forgot to rank. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I'm sorry, gamers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love this game. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I really love this game. I don't know. Maybe in a few years this might change. Maybe I just need a few more years to think about it. But right now, you can't pass Ocarina. Like, I think it goes there, and I actually think that. Well, actually, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna swap these. I'm gonna give Persona 4 a little more leverage there. Now that this is gonna be a big. This is gonna make me think a lot over the next, probably years of my life. Like, is Clair Obscur really worthy of passing Ocarina in the ranking? I don't know. I don't know, but this is one of the best games I've played in recent memory. An absolutely phenomenal game. Great combat system. Great progression system. Like thematically rich, really interesting characters. Extremely interesting world and lore. This game kind of has it all, but I think it goes there. I think it goes there. That's where we're landing on it. That's how we're. That's simply how the cookie crumble. All right. All right. So, I think that is where we're going to call it for today. So, that was the stream. Let me find Eli's stream because Eli is streaming some Resident Evil, I believe, right now. So I'd like to point you towards his stream right now. Is he live? No, he's not live right now, but he said he would be live. No, it says he's live right now, or maybe he just started. Let me show everyone his stream. So, all right. So I am going to be going offline right now. So if you want to keep watching live streams, keep the party going, go over to Juno Spite on twitch.tv and watch him stream some Resident Evil 4. Highly recommended. Go check it out. Resident Evil 4 also a peak game. All right. But that's it for me. So thank you so much, whether you watched live or on the VOD. You know, like, I really love the support that I've been getting here. Really means a lot to me. So thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you share it around. Of course, videos coming. Videos coming in, coming out. Hopefully second channel videos soon. I don't really know. I'm working on main channel stuff. It's going to take a while as always. But, you know, things are happening. But, okay. That's about all I've got. Go subscribe to Brotagonist and Brotagonist, and go follow Juno Spite on Twitch and go watch him stream right now live. Resident Evil 4 remake. All right, so I'm gonna head out. Peace.